Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Sorry guys, got interrupted. Let's gonna start this again. Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So the video today is on this 2015 Mercedes. I think this is the GLA or CLA. I'm pretty sure it's GLA. Never worked on one of these. CLA. So it's the CLA 220. Diesel engine, I'm pretty sure it is by the sound of the engine, and this thing came to me because of the following, and the following is, so first of all, I don't know if you've seen how the car starts. It starts really like takes a little bit to start and then it kind of shakes. The guy also says the car vibrates in the driving, or the engine kind of misfirings in the driving when you're driving it. For now I don't think I need to drive it because we clearly have an engine light that is quite visible there, and there is also something that I've noticed when I drove the car, just maneuvering it around here on the driveway, because I've been working on the Evoque and on the SRT8. I keep mentioning other cars. Anyway, there is a noise coming from under the bonnet that, let me open the bonnet and see if we can look at it for the first time. Can you hear this noise? It sounds like a puffing noise, and I start to see things that I don't really like. Oh man, but there is definitely a sort of a puffing noise coming from the engine somewhere at the back. Oh, you can definitely hear it. Look, there's definitely a puffing. Ooh, look at that. I think it's an injector. I might be wrong. It looks like one of the injectors is leaking in quite badly. Let's just confirm that it is the injector. A bit of light might helps. Oh, 100%. I can see it right there. Look. Right there. Look at that. Look at that. And this was just literally by listening to the engine. When I moved the car yesterday, to get the SRT in here, I could definitely hear something that didn't sound right. So I'm gonna actually leave the engine. Oh, look at that. It is broken. Oh man, this car is being murdered. I think this is the cooler bypass. Oh man. Right, that's gonna get our hands dirty to start with, but before now let me scan the car and see what we have. And this actually kind of explains why the car takes a little bit to start, because obviously you have a lower compression on that cylinder. It looks like it's just one. I might need to check a little bit further to see if there's any other injector leaking. Are they clamped like two together, or is they are individually clamped? Because if they are clamped together, then we might have two leaking. No, they are clamped individually. So it might be that it's just the one. actually, I don't want to have these here running for too long, because if we're going to take that out, I don't think we're going to need to warm up anything in order to remove that injector, because it's going to be probably already loose, I think. But right, later to do this bit, and then we'll see what the engine is complaining about. Control unit, drive, here we go. I don't know which one is. Hold on. And the engine is that one. So there is a CRD3 label on the ECU. That means it's the CDID3. Engine 641 or 651? 651, I think. Can I turn these lights off? Whatever. Will we have a code for the cooler? Because that arm is broken for the GR cooler. And right, for some reason the MS908 would not talk to this ECU. Usually the MS gets a little bit slow on some of these CDI engines, especially these latest models. Not that this car is too new, but I always had on the CRT engines, it usually gets a little bit slow, but I never had it where it wouldn't communicate. To be fair with you, the MS908 is now pretty much 3 years outdated. I haven't renewed the subscription yet, and it wouldn't communicate. So I've got the IM608, which pretty much did it straight away. The IM is up to date, and it communicated straight away. And once I looked at these codes, I actually should have got Zentry, because I think I'm going to need it, maybe. But what we have here is this. So we have a lot of store codes, as you can see, and some of these codes I'm not going to even bother too much with this, because some of this stuff, look at that. Voltage has not been attained, voltage is too low, electrical malfunction, voltage has a malfunction. So yeah, you can imagine what happened with this, bad batteries, etc. But we do have a P2463, which is for particle filter soot content not okay, and we have one here for coolant for transmission cooling as an electrical fault. So I don't know if this has an electrical motor for the transmission, or if it does have some sort of bypass valves. Look, I don't have a clue what that means at this point. But to be honest with you, I'm not even bothered to go and try to do anything with these codes yet until we sort that injector. And that's the first thing we're going to do. And I don't know yet if I'm going to do one video only for that problem with the injector, and I'll try to make a thumbnail and a title that will point to a problem with just the injector. We'll see how long it will take to fix this, or if I will fix this and then I'll come back to this. And yeah, I don't know yet, but the car is actually in a good place for me to work. The garage door closed okay, so I can start to work exactly where the car is. And as you can imagine, the first thing we're going to do is try to pull that injector out and try to understand what happened there. And is when you start to see things like this. Where's the thingy? So that's disconnected, and this has been literally bypassed. Probably a resistor in there just to fool the system. But yeah, okay. So we do have a particle filter problem. So the exhaust is here at the front. Is it the front? No, the exhaust is at the back. So my filter It's going to be somewhere at the back. We'll have to do a very good inspection on everything. But let's gonna get to this injector, pull it out, and understand what's going on here. Okay, so just very quickly, to remove the injectors, obviously to remove the injectors, the plugs, you just pull them here at the back, they will just pop out. And now to remove the returns, so we don't break anything, I will show you. I've done them all except this one. Actually, I put it back just to show you. All you need to do is pull this tab up, like so, and now these will come out. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to give it a cleaning. So when I take the injector, nothing's going to fall into the cylinder. And at the moment, I think I'm going to clean them all, just in case if I decide to take them all out. And now, let's gonna see if I can pull these out. Okay, the bolt comes out okay-ish. Are these bolts reusable, or are they supposed to be changed every time you touch them? It's definitely full of carbon, if you can see that. Now I need to, what do I need to do? Do I need to pull that? No, I think the clamp comes with the injector. And now, oh baby, oh baby, baby. Oh baby, baby, baby. Now it's going to be a challenge to pull this thing out. I can nearly start to, because this is not going to move. Ooh. Come on, get out of the way. Ooh. Right, I think I'm gonna have to think about something to start to pull the injector. Okay, so looks like we are getting somewhere. So I'm using a little bit of diluent, a bit too strong for this, but it is what I have. And I put a spanner here at the front, 16 mil. I don't know if you're going to be able to see there. See? It starts to move. And I'm going to pull these up at the same time. I think it's coming up. So I'm turning it left and right and pull here at the same time. So I put the pipe for the injector and I pull it up and rotate it. And it's definitely coming up. I think I can do on this side now. Come on. There it comes. Ouch! Crap! Wow! Damn it! Damn it! Oh, right here. Oh, that was painful. Oh man. Oh, blood injector. Okay, and now we're gonna start to clean it. It's definitely leaking. That is the. I think I dropped the washer already, but it was visible 100% on the washer. See if I find it. There it is. So you can see that was not sealing. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna clean all of this, and the best thing to clean this is gonna be diluent. Diluent will just destroy all of this 100%. I just need to maybe try to block. I don't know if I'm gonna have anything here actually. Try to block the connection. Will I have something for this? I don't know if I'm gonna have. Oh, actually do have. There we go. That will protect a little bit the connectors, the electrical connection, so we can spray these a little bit more. Where is my screwdriver? Actually, we have a paper towel. Oh no, it's not gonna come off like this yet. And here we have everything. Oops. Everything cleaned. Injector cleaned. And now we're gonna have to clean the well of the injector, and because I'm sure, where is my torch? I don't know where it is now. But yeah, that's in a little bit of a mess. Let me see if I can show you. Look at that. But the bottom looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. So I think if we clean this and we put a new washer, we should be okay. Hopefully. Hopefully. And for you guys that might be wondering how I'm cleaning this, so what I've done, first I put a little bit of paper at the bottom of one of these, like this, soaked it in diluent and pushed it all the way down. Leaving it at the bottom, I've scraped all this top, so anything that would fell off wouldn't go inside the cylinder. Then I pull this out, clean everything, etc. And now I'm just continuing to soak this paper with diluent, like this. Okay, and then I go like that. And I just carry on. I will carry on until it's done. I will show you then the final result. And look at that, let me show you the jobby. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. I don't know if it comes on the camera, but I can tell you that it is not damaged, the bottom where the washer sits. The hole for the bolt has been also cleaned. So I think that's time to put the injector back in. And for several reasons, as you can see, it's pitch black now. We're going to wrap up this for today for several reasons, or for two reasons. One, I don't have injector seals for this. I do have injector seals, plenty of new ones, but these ones for some reason are slightly thinner than the ones I have. So they are slightly different in thickness, so I don't have those. So we're going to have to get some. And second is because my research leads me to believe that the bolt is a stretch bolt and therefore will have to be replaced. So I don't have those parts, so we're gonna have to wait now until I manage to get the bits, and then we'll try to put everything back on. And that's where we are. A few days later we are back to this, and there is a slightly change of plans. As you can see, there's too many bolts here. Right, so let me tell you what's going to happen. So first of all, one of the changes is this video is going to be purely just for what we are doing, and now I'm going to take a little bit through more details, which I was not really planning. From the last clip I was literally just planning to put everything back on and then move into the other issues with the car, but I just thought rather than do that, I've been a little bit detailed up to now. I just thought I will carry on, special now that we're going to do this slightly different. So I was working the last 2 days and I thought about this problem, and I decided to text the owner, and I told them exactly this, as you can see. So I told them obviously that we found an issue with the one injector, but my recommendation would be to reseal and reseat all the injectors, to which, as you can see, he agreed to. So the missus did me the favor to pop into Mercedes yesterday, and she got me 6 bolts and 6 injector seals. I know I only need 4. I just thought I would keep 2 as spares if I ever need anything of this in the future. I will actually show you the part numbers and the prices. So part numbers are there. MA, so 611-017-0060 for the seals, 001-990-2607 for the bolts. Okay, so that's the prices. That's the full price, $28.80 for everything. And remember, I got 6, not 4, so you would pay a little bit less if you only got the 4 you needed. And that's it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to remove all the injectors out, clean them all. I don't need to take you through all of that. Remove them all, clean them all, and then we're going to do a couple things that I was not to show you, and I'll take you through the details then when we put everything back on. Okay, so let me take all the injectors out, mark them up so we know exactly where they came out from, because they are programmed, so we don't want to mess the programming, and go from there. All the injectors have been now removed, and I'm actually glad now that I told the guy to do all 4 and that he accepted it. I don't know how good he's going to come on camera. I don't know if you can see number 2. Oh, you can't really see because it's not going to focus, isn't it? Can you focus there? Oh, you can. Look, can you see all the carbon already around that washer? I'm gonna have to pull the washer out, but it looks like that one was already also start to leak slightly. So looks like it was not just the first one. Okay, so let's gonna clean all the pits, all the wells, as I think they are called, injector wells. Let's gonna clean all the wells, and then start to arrange to put everything back in. All the injectors have been cleaned, as you can see, so they are all numbered from 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everything's been cleaned, as you can see. they look okay. As I said, number 2 was already starting to leak as well, and now we have a predicament, because I said number 2 was already started leaking as well. So let me show you this, and I don't know how good it's gonna come on camera. I really hope it comes okay on camera. But number 2 and number 3, the middle injectors, someone have been resealing these in the past, and the way I know that, I'm gonna try to show you this. So I want you to look right at the bottom. Come on, focus there. Yeah, okay. So you see where the injector seal is gonna sit, how smooth that area is. And now I want you to look on number 2, and you can clearly see, come on, focus. You can clearly see the marks of the cutter. You see, you can see, look at that. You can see the marks of the cutter. Number 3, exactly the same. Focus in there. You're gonna focus. Very difficult to focus right at the bottom. But I think you can maybe see as well the marks of the cutter. If it doesn't come on camera, trust me, there is. And then number 4, you can again see how smooth that is. So definitely number 2 and number 3, someone cut the bottom to reseat the injector. And the problem with these things is you never know how much was cut, and that can be a problem. That's one of the things I usually don't do. I had many injectors out. I have to replace many injectors, and usually if the injector was sealing okay, everything was good, I just give it a good clean, put it back in. I never reseat the injector. The only reason why I was to show you that I would be reseating these is because they were leaking, and that's a different problem. When they are leaking, they can sometimes, where the gases are passing, they can start to kind of wear the head a little bit. A lot of the times they actually go through the copper first, but when that happens, sometimes it's good if you reseat the injector with the cleaning tool. In this case, I was to do this, but now that I've seen, I'm going to do it on 2 and 3, but I'm going to be very gentle, because again, I don't know how much was cut in the past, and obviously you don't want to just start to cut and cut and cut, because every time you do it, the injector is just going to go lower and lower and lower. So yeah, I'm just going to give you a very, very gentle cleaning, and that's it. Okay, so let's gonna do that, and then hopefully start to put everything back on. And I now have everything cleaned. As you've seen, I sit only the middle injectors, and I gave it just a very gentle cleaning on those two with the angled tool, just to clean in anything really in the middle. Honestly, I gave just a tiny bit. I could show you, but look, you guys saw me doing it. So I've cleaned all of that, and we're going to start by putting the injectors back in. Okay, so I have number 1 here already, as you can see there, number 1. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take these things that I put to keep dirt from getting to the injector. The first thing we're going to do, guys, is put a tiny bit of ceramic grease on the injector. Okay, that will ease if we need to remove this injector in the future. Okay. Just a gentle cover like this. Now we're going to put a new washer, and to keep the washer in place, actually I'm going to use a different type of grease. Hold on. So what we'll do is, I usually do, is I get a tiny bit of multi-use grease, like so. Put it right there. Now you put the washer, and the washer usually sticks to the grease and no longer falls off. Okay, and that way you can now put the injector in. Where is my clamp? The clamp is right here. I'm gonna get the clamp. There he is. Now we'll get a new bolt. And now we're going to torque the first one, and I'll take you through all the details. So the first torque setting on these injectors, now do not get confused with the old models where the bolt was a M6, I think, because they were slightly different. This particular bolt with the head with a T50, I don't know if you can see there on the head, T50. These particular ones on these engines are, or is, 15 Newton meters. Okay, so 15, and then we'll do 90 degrees plus 90 degrees. Okay, so I'm gonna do 90, then 80 is there, plus plus 90. Okay, that's one injector done. Now we're going to repeat the process on all the other ones. And this is the last one. So $15. And now I'm going to put the gauge in here. Oh, there it is. That'd be possible. It'd be tight though, but it's going to have to be possible. Okay, let's put it at 0. Let's put it at 0 there. 0. Okay. $90. Now we're gonna put it to 0 again because it's easier to see the gauge. $0. $90. all done. Now we are going to obviously reassemble the car and start the car and see how it drives, and then obviously I might go straight for a drive to see exactly what the car does, and go from there. All done, all the fuel lines back in place, and now we're just going to reassemble everything quickly, start the engine and see how it runs. I'm gonna have to do something about this here, so I'm not happy with this. I don't know yet how I'm gonna do it, but we are definitely gonna have to figure something out. And it's done. I don't know how good this is gonna be, but as you can see, this is what I've done. I've fabricated this little plate done from the handle of this thing. Right, so what I've done, as you can see, and then what I've done is I left this bit here that was still in place a little bit offset, as you can see from there. So the idea is, so this is a really tight fit, so the idea is that when this clips in, this bit of plastic that's still there is going to hold this in place so this doesn't fall off. I think it's going to work. We're going to put it in place and see what happens. And look at that. Get it out of there. There it is. It stays like that, and I think it's much better than the cable ties that someone put in there, tried to hold that in place. Okay, so now is, I'm just gonna put this back in, and now is time to start this thing, go for a test drive, make sure it's good and there's no more puffing, and then tackle the other issues. But as I said, that will be now on a completely different video, and that's it. So let's gonna try to start it and see what happens. And I thought it would be better to just put the battery on charge for a little bit before we try to start it, and it's gonna do it now. Let's see what happens. The battery is really low. Come on. Come on. Build that pressure. Okay, not yet. Not yet. And literally just managed to get it started. It took obviously a few attempts, and look at that. Let me actually disconnect this. There we go. Wow, these cables are warm. Right, and there it is, running very smooth. Look at that repairing there. I'm very proud of myself with that repair. Right, as for the injectors, returns are not leaking, which is good. That's not leaking, the high pressure side. No, everything looks pretty good. And look at that, running really smooth. So now we're gonna move into the actually repairs that I've showed you. Not repairs, the faults I showed you at the start with the DPF and something else I can't even remember anymore. But as I said, this video would be for something else, and we'll capture that on another video. Even if the next video is going to be a really quick video, because let's face it, the way the car was running, and especially because later I've noticed was actually 2 injectors leaking, although number 2 looked like was just about to start leaking, because there was a little bit of carbon at the bottom, but was not too bad. Looks like was just starting. But number 3 definitely was leaking. You could hear the puffing and all that stuff. But let's face it, the way the engine was running, that could have a knock effect on everything else, on the turbo performance, exhaust systems, and that could lead the car to falsely create or generate or think that was all the fault, or could have a knockoff on the other systems. causing all the faults. So now that the car is running fine, the idea is going to be that I'm going to go for a test drive now with the car when I start the next video on it. See how the car drives and all that good stuff, and see what we're going to do. But for this video, guys, as I said earlier, this would be just on how to remove, reinstall, reseat the injectors if you have one of these engines and you have an injector leaking. And that's what we're going to do. That's what this video was for, when I realized I would like to do a little bit more detailed on this. So that's it for this video. So with no further ado, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope there's some information here you guys might find useful. Maybe you learned something, maybe not, who knows. If you have any questions or any comments, you guys know exactly how it works, just put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.